Let me ask you something most people are curious about, but almost nobody talks about honestly. Is masturbation harmless, helpful, or secretly hurting your body? It's one of those topics people joke about, whisper about, or completely avoid, yet almost everyone has questions. You've probably heard extreme opinions. Some say it's completely healthy, and you can do it as much as you want, no consequences at all. Others say it ruins your body, your brain, your future. So which one is actually true? Today, I want to slow this conversation down and walk you through what really happens inside your body when you masturbate, using science. Not fear, not shame, not exaggeration, just calm, clear facts, explained the way a doctor would explain it to a close friend who genuinely wants to understand their body better. And by the end of this video, you won't just have information, you'll have clarity, you'll understand what helps, what hurts, and how to find balance without guilt or extremes. Before we continue, if you value honest health conversations like this, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I always love seeing how global these conversations really are. Alright, let's clear the noise. Here's the first truth most people get wrong. Masturbation itself is not dangerous. Your body is biologically designed to experience sexual arousal. Long before modern screens, long before the internet, the human nervous system evolved with the capacity for sexual pleasure. That part is normal. But here's where nuance matters. How often you do it, how you do it, what mental state you're in, and most importantly, what masturbation replaces in your life, determines whether it supports your well-being or quietly drains it over time. Think of it like sugar. Sugar isn't poison. Your brain actually needs glucose to function. But when sugar becomes constant, excessive, and disconnected from real nourishment, the body starts to struggle. Energy crashes, hormones shift, health slowly declines. Masturbation works in a similar way. The act itself isn't the issue, the pattern is. From a medical perspective, masturbation triggers a very specific and predictable chain reaction in the brain and body. When sexual stimulation begins, dopamine is released. Dopamine is not just the pleasure chemical, it's the motivation chemical. It's what makes you want things, pursue goals, and feel driven. At the same time, oxytocin increases. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone. It creates a sense of calm, closeness, and emotional safety. After orgasm, prolactin rises. Prolactin signals satisfaction and completion. It's what creates that relaxed, sleepy, I'm done feeling afterward. This entire sequence is normal human biology. Nothing about it is dirty or abnormal. But here's where things get interesting. The brain is adaptive. It constantly learns from patterns. When it receives frequent, intense stimulation without effort, challenge, or emotional connection, it begins to recalibrate what normal pleasure feels like. Over time, this can subtly change how motivated you feel, how sensitive you are to pleasure, and how rewarding everyday life feels. That's why habits matter more than the act itself. So let's talk about the most common mistakes, not with judgment, but with curiosity. The third mistake is using masturbation primarily as a way to escape stress. This one is extremely common. After a long day, emotional tension, loneliness, boredom, or anxiety, masturbation can feel like an easy release. And biologically, it does lower stress hormones like cortisol in the short term. But here's what happens inside the body. The brain starts associating discomfort with immediate relief instead of resolution. Instead of learning to process stress through rest, movement, problem-solving, or connection, the nervous system learns to bypass it. Biologically, cortisol drops temporarily, but the underlying stressor stays active. Emotionally, resilience weakens. Small challenges start feeling heavier than they should. Practically, this shows up as lower motivation, mental fog, procrastination, and difficulty relaxing without stimulation. The relief is real, but it's brief, and when relief becomes avoidance, stress tends to return stronger, and this is just the mild effect. The second mistake is overstimulation. This is where modern life plays a big role. High-frequency stimulation, especially when paired with constant novelty, trains the brain to expect intense reward with minimal effort. Dopamine spikes become higher, but shorter. Over time, dopamine receptors become less sensitive. Inside the body, this means pleasure signals weaken. What once felt satisfying now feels dull unless intensity increases. Emotionally, satisfaction fades faster. Confidence can dip quietly. You may feel restless, unfulfilled, or easily bored. Practically, focus becomes harder to sustain. Energy feels inconsistent. Real-world pleasures, including intimacy with a partner, exercise, creativity, or achievement, may feel less exciting than they used to. This doesn't mean anything is broke. The brain is simply adapting to the environment it's given. And now we come to the most important one. The first mistake is letting masturbation replace real connection or purpose. This isn't really a sexual issue, it's a human one. The brain does not fully distinguish between simulated intimacy and real bonding. When bonding hormones are released repeatedly without emotional reciprocity, shared experience, or genuine connection, something subtle happens. Biologically, oxytocin is released without reinforcement. Emotionally, feelings of loneliness can increase even when pleasure is frequent. Practically, social drive, ambition, and self-respect can slowly fade. Not dramatically, quietly. This is why some people say, I don't know why, but I feel off. Nothing is obviously wrong, yet something feels misaligned. So what's the healthy approach? The answer is not suppression, it's not guilt, and it's definitely not extremes. First, awareness beats restriction. Simply noticing patterns makes a powerful difference. When does the urge show up? Is it boredom, stress, loneliness, fatigue? Awareness alone often reduces compulsive behavior. Second, protect your dopamine. Sleep consistently, move your body, eat real food. Pursue rewards that require effort, like learning, building, exercising, or creating. These recalibrate dopamine sensitivity naturally. Third, reconnect stimulation to meaning. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this enhancing my life or replacing something important? That question, asked honestly, restores balance faster than most people expect. Let me say this clearly. You are not weak. You are not broken. Your body is responding exactly as biology designed it to respond in the environment it's in. It doesn't need punishment. It needs understanding and gentle guidance. Health is not about extremes. It's about alignment between your body, your mind, and your values. If this video helped you understand yourself better, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs calm truth instead of noise. Small changes bring comfort, clarity brings freedom, and understanding your body brings confidence.